Are you here on? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
well, I haven't really interested. Yeah. That would be a drug.
You're interested in alcohol?
And the alcohol policy.
okay,
No, I'm just here.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready to go.
We're ready to go.
Let's bring the meeting to order.
Administrative assistant is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So let's start with the road report.
Well, as we didn't expect it to be this long, but it looks like at least the ton truck will be out of business for at least 2 more weeks.
Oh my God.
What's the reason?
Locating a bearing for it.
Really?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's,
Try to call up the Desros and have them make one back one.
Yeah.
and so,
It's not a vintage 1955.
no, it's not, and it's not new either.
We in
So
Cuba, we
therefore,
got
you would think we weren't the first one to have a problem.
Yeah.
Plus, I do know some of the issue we have it with every truck that we own as far as the little trucks go. And that is that 2,000-pound plow out on the front's hard on them. And so I expect wheel bearings to be an issue in any truck we buy. I just didn't expect the not be located anywhere. I mean, there's a fellow that runs a black one in town and he had a white one. And he tells me he's never had that issue. So, I don't know. But there's a race that goes with the bearing. They've located it. And they will have it, it's coming, but he said that he won't see it before sometime in between the 4th and the 10th of next month.
Oh my God. Where is it? In Africa?
Lower Mongolia.
Probably where the mail don't travel just yet.
Yeah. On a dog
Oh, that's
back.
West Summer.
Yeah. it's up right here.
Maybe your neighbor Bill has that.
So the race of the bearing, what's missing, which is the hard one to find?
The race. Well, you know how we normally just change wheel bearing by taking the whole unit off, throw it away, and well, these are replaceable bearings.
Well, I would think that would be cool, cause you guys could pull them off and redo the bearings. I mean, it sounds to me like they're tapered bearings,
Well, yeah, but
but
it started out and it still is a warranted item, and so that's why it went
Yeah.
there. And you're still having an issue trying to get
Yeah.
it fixed. And so I guess it's hurry up and wait.
Yeah,
I've already asked them about the month that I'm gonna lose. You gonna put that on the other end of the truck?
Yeah.
And
think of the money you're saving.
got that man choke.
You can think of that.
Not their concern.
that's about the size of it, so, you know, it's not their concern. But maybe they will remember it, I don't.
What else is going on?
But the tractor, I thought would leave today, but it's going to go tomorrow morning. Back it up sometime tomorrow.
Where's that going?
Yeah, just review for people who don't know.
Syracuse, New York.
It's right down the road.
They're driving it, is Jim driving it out?
Can.
There's a thrush washer in the transmission that's bad. Its thrush washer has little round or long, slender bearings in it. And the bearings that fell out of it. So far, nothing has gone wrong with the rest of the tractor, just the low gear can't get used and fifth can't get used. They're both on that same slide. And so it needs to have something done to it. And from experience of my own, if you leave foreign parts in there, you will be buying a lot of parts.
Yeah.
So you need to get it straightened out, so the rear end has to go that way, the motor has to go that way, and then the transmission's left in the middle, and the cab, of course, has to go over there somewhere. Pretty intense tearing apart job.
Was it, you say 13,000 was the estimate? At one point,
At one point, it was gonna be right about that. Couldn't tell you right this moment what it is, seems to me like it ought to be a little. It shouldn't be as scary as it sounds, because the piece they thought was wrong with it is not what's wrong with it. And, so basically, it's gonna be a tractor that has a lot of labor hours in it.
tell them about the trucking.
And the trucking is gonna be $4,000 to get it over there and get it back.
Ooh,
And, but I don't want to tell you,
That's the closest.
I tried people
Shop.
here. Sables wanted $6,000. I tried a local fella in town. He could only do it on Saturdays, and you didn't know what Saturday that might be. And he wanted $4,000 to take it, bring it back. And so the company themselves will do it for that. And there's a possibility that they might do it for a little less, but that was the number they gave.
What's the company?
Geez, yeah, good question. I didn't, it's a,
it's a well-known company.
it's kind of a French name. I'll have to get back to you.
What, they make the transmission?
If Larry was listening, he'd call and tell me.
It's it's a Challenger tractor, and
Right.
there's no Challenger dealers left in the area.
But
That's,
the good news is,
Who made Challenger, Cat?
well,
Well,
yeah,
Agco,
they have their name on it, they're Agco tractors.
the good news is, if there's any good news, it's actually going to a Challenger company.
Right.
That's all they work on, is Challengers. They up there in the further you go that way, the more popular these tractors are. So that's what, because I asked the guy, I says, how many of these you tear apart? The mechanic who came out, and he said, it's all we work on, it's my bread and butter.
I thought I'd want to go to Niagara Falls, so if you could put it on your flatbed. they could-
All
Hey, 2000, I go to Niagara.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, later.
Won't pay to come back. So what else is going
And the
on?
boys are doing some ditching. Backhoe ditching. And it dries up, which it will. We've got some other work that needs to be done with the grader instead of the backhoe. Can't get to it all. Without that. Pickett has been bringing some stuff up from down.
Yeah.
To Lebanon.
How many loads has he brought so far?
I think there's 6 out there.
Really? Huh,
And
how's it look?
looks really good. I'll tell you, I guess I'm gonna switch over to the. I thought the 1.5 would be, I certainly ain't afraid of it, because I can use it next spring. But the 1.5 is definitely too coarse to be using this time of year.
Mhm.
And so I guess I have him switch over to the 3/4. Because if 3/4 comes through the way that 1.5 does, it will probably be real close to a 1.25 to a inch. Instead of an inch, instead of a 1/4 inch, I mean 3/4 inch. So I think it probably is gonna look like pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Kinda wanna get a little bit, get it out there and try it.
Are you still gonna put it on Recreation Road?
I'd like to, if they're doing agreements to that.
Yeah.
Try that.
It's too bad he can't just spread it as he goes through.
Well, I kinda wanna make sure that we when we get it there to put on, make sure Thomas flattens the road, so when we're done, we have ground that's made with that. 'Cause, I find in the past that, you know, it's only got that deep on the ground if you, leave a crown in it.
Yep.
So I'd kind of like to try that differently,
right, that makes sense.
and, he brought a couple loads of sand.
I see that, yeah.
And, Getty was just over to see me today about getting the road done on, Kelsey Mountain. And I told him that, you know, late June, first up. Yeah, July would be, good starting time for us.
Mhm.
And he thought that would work great for him.
Now review again for me, what's going on there?
It's,
We paving,
Really? What about Modern Hill?
that's out.
Are you gonna start over your way and work this
Yeah.
way?
it's one of them projects the state wants done
Oh,
for the water going down into the brook.
Yeah.
And so we gotta clean the ditches and stone them and,
Where is this?
change out the culverts,
We'll see now, no.
Kelsey Mountain.
but whereabouts?
Oh, right on Hyde Hill.
Okay, that long hill? Yeah, that makes sense, it's a long, lot of water runs into there.
Oh, you still plan to do something on the Spring Road up past, Bessie Roberts? You talked about it.
Yeah, we would like to get a good big ditch in the side of it there and,
That's still on the,
it's still up here at least, but, I've been told to hold back until we figure out what we got for money.
Okay, so after the first of July,
So it'll be sometime along when we decided we've got all our bills paid and we're back in business. In good shape.
get a
It's
few
sort of
more-
how I feel about it. I hope like FEMA's gonna get around and do something for us. Have they done anything? I haven't heard about it.
Haven't heard,
Cause I know Bethel's still worried that nothing's happening and, I don't think. South Rutland's got any,
for this piece.
I haven't heard that, Shan
Yeah,
or South Rutland received a dime off from us yet. But I know we got some hefty projects that we did.
Funny.
right,
Running what? Ever happened to that? Wasn't there a sort of scout coming to look at potash? What was the other one we thought about paving?
Funny, keep moving.
Did anything
We
here?
can hear you, Fred.
Fred?
Who's a good cat?
Jason's cat around.
I don't know if you have any of those here. Cause it's supposed to come to this.
What you mean? Let's see, this is a Komodo one.
Yeah. those. Those were just about
Let's check what.
asked.
All policy? Nope,
Fred, you're not muted.
Fred, stop eating in front of us.
Oh! Ha! Oh, crap.
if you don't have enough for everyone, don't eat. What is it?
Mm. Tacos.
It's your hat, you had a Mexican hat one night.
You're very good. Okay, mute.
So anyway,
Guess we
I
all
have
got it.
talked to, Blacktop and Pike, got out here last week. I thought he'd have something in here so you can see it this week. They both know that you're waiting on those things, so we start figuring out what it looks like to do something. Now, I don't know if this stuff is of any value, I don't know, I haven't heard, have you heard of rubber sealing? the blacktop.
Crack sealing or?
No, this is the complete rubber seal.
No,
And it's, they put the rubber seal down and then they put the,
pave over it.
no, they put real fine gravel.
Chip sealing?
Well, that's what I said, that's chip sealing. And he said, no, this is totally different. Cause within a half an hour or so, it's all cured and you sweep it off with a sweeper and it's finished product. And,
Cheaper than paving.
and Allstate said it's running about 85,000 a mile.
That scares me.
Well, it does me, and I told him that when he had something close enough, so I could go look at it
Right,
and see it.
let somebody else try it.
After it's been there over the limit too.
Well, he claimed this stuff will,
Yeah, wow.
take 10 years to destroy. And then I say that the blacktopping we do is 10 years, whether it
Well,
holds up or
well.
not.
But what do you do when it's destroyed? Do you rip it up? And put
I don't
another
know,
base down?
I don't
Do
know.
you pave over the top of it?
They never had one for 10 years, what do they know?
So,
How much is paving in a mile approximately?
oh, it's getting up around 130.
Half price, you get what you pay for, like.
Yeah. Let's get one idea of first.
Okay.
So anyways, I wanted to see this product in use because,
If
the
he,
part that I was liking was. You know, when we say chip seal, you know, hey, you drive on it for a week or 2 or 3 and you just kind of kick it off the highway.
Right.
He says this cures and they sweep the remains off. Within like
If
a
you-
half an hour of it going down.
if he tells you where there is something, let me know, all right, but
Yeah, well, that's what I told him today, this is Allstate. I told him today that I would be
they always have,
really interested in seeing this.
they always have new ideas, but after 10 years, you don't see them anymore.
But I did like, and I'm certainly not, it's just so expensive to move all the stuff in, but I did like that coal patch.
Mhm.
I thought that coal patch really stretched and held nice on that Stratford Road.
Yeah.
For a long time, after liking it, it was more expensive than trying to do just real blacktop.
Yeah.
Because of everything it had to come in, because they mix it right on site. Everything it had to be trucked in to do it and this, and that, and didn't come with a truck that's coming for $70 an hour.
Right, but it had to be really good quality stuff to mix too.
No,
Is that, we get a glob of clay in or something like
that's
that?
why it's, that's why it's so expensive, because it can't come from anywhere right here.
Right,
What are they using? Like, where does it come from?
Well, it probably have come from like northeast or plates.
Well, it would be, like
It's
3,
something,
3/8 stone and.
it would have to be really.
and washed sand,
So, I've worked then.
Mhm.
and then
Get
it
that out
went,
of our bank.
right.
and then it went into a big mixer right there at the garage and went into the truck, and went up on the road. Quite a little process, but
Yeah.
at that time we did that, it was the cheapest way to go, and we were interested how it held up. It held up nice, it just proved to be hard for our area, because nobody has the material we need.
What else is going on?
Well, I think that's probably
About your bid stuff, we're talking about.
oh, I ordered to get OSHA to, FEMA to, pay for a, bridge repair like up there on Whitney Hill there. We need 3 bids, so I'm working on getting a couple more bids. If you stick with the one you got, you stick with the one you got, but we need we need to get these bids in.
Mhm.
And, compare the apple to the apple when you see them.
Did we already okay hooks to do that?
But he said that FEMA wouldn't pay for it,
So,
so
yeah.
we got three,
You need to back up, you know, yeah.
and we haven't signed a contract with it.
Yeah.
Or whatever, right?
I don't like this kind of business, but
Right,
it's what FEMA said we had to do, and so,
Yeah.
so I'm backed up and getting the bids.
Yeah, sure, okay, understand that.
yeah,
Well, and as of right now, I don't think you know.
Watch the minutes.
has he already started?
It's still- you got it, yeah.
No,
Assuming. But not official.
Did they prep the whole solar spot there? They're gonna put that in, look kind of nice and smooth.
Well, we've been working on it. I set it all the way back like it is, because the river comes towards me, I need a little playroom besides what they, are doing right there. And, I gotta go back up on hard scrabble and reseed that, because it didn't take. So I gotta go back there and reseed that with the, that liquid sprayer. And so the plan is, when we get our groundwork all done, we're gonna come right up that bank and spray it, so we grow grass on it. Should look good.
Mhm.
What is that?
I don't know.
Sometimes this. Summer.
Oh,
Oh, he wanted to get at it, yeah, right in mud season, I told him, I didn't have time to do it.
he done?
But we've been working with it and trying to get it ready to go.
No, it's good.
The goal is to make it look good, spray it so it grows grass, and try to get an angle that's more, and keep it mowed off. That's kind of where we're at with that. But I guess I gotta get some credit established at the nursery down in Lebanon so we can get the newspaper to spray it on there. Some kind of bag stuff that goes into that liquid sprayer and sticks like glue. You see, when we borrowed the machine, we were told that it was ready to go, and so we just added 3 bales of the newspaper stuff. And well, when we got all said and done, it didn't look like you'd been there, but yeah, it was grass seeded and everything else. So I said, well, we'll hope that we've done a good job, and so when we reloaded, we did it the way the directions said to do the job down here, and it was clear that that job up there was mixed right. Nothing was in the machine that we were told was already in the machine. So we put out a pretty weak spray job up there. Well, it was the first time I ever used it, and that was really supposed to look. And, after we went down there, I could tell you a big difference. Now down there, it's coming along so nice and thick and everything that you could tell that was a difference.
Right, yeah.
But most places, just the mulcher does a great job, but some places the bank is really steep and you gotta have something that glues right to it.
And where did you get the machine?
Chelsea,
Oh,
Chelsea Garage has one.
yep. And your garage has just a regular bale
Yeah.
shredder, yeah.
Which 90% of the time is all you need.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff requires something that sticks a little bit better than what The wind blows it off, and this here don't blow off. Works pretty good. I'm gonna see about what they can do about the door on the truck. Gotta either lower the sign or leave it alone, I don't know if that's yet.
Does John know what's going on?
Okay.
You wanna know?
I don't know. Last one.
Well, we had the truck lettered,
Thanks.
Larry's new truck.
Okay.
and, they apparently did the driver's side first. And they put it up where all the others are. Well, my truck, the lettering is 20 inches long. And the lettering that's on Larry's is 25 inches long. And so when they get on the other side of the truck, they gotta drop it all to get below, to get Tunbridge completely spelled out below that little side window that goes out to the wing. So now we got one that's up here and one that's down here. I guess if it's reasonable, probably gonna fix it.
Seems like he ought to stand behind it a little bit, because he should walk around the vehicle first to see what's going on.
I'm working on that.
Yeah.
I almost had him this morning to give me an answer.
Yeah.
But, I took a load of material up on the hill there and I came back and he'd already called me back, so I called him and he'd already left again.
Oh,
And that just about wraps up the, there's gonna be, I think Brent's probably gonna talk to you about stoning up a river wall there.
mhm.
I don't know what anybody expects, cause I don't honestly know until I talk with Rudy at least. I don't even know how much of that is his and how much is ours. Because if that whole field on the lower side runs out to a peak. And that's all his, then, I don't know if he's asking for us to come down his side some.
Well,
I really-
what about the Ford way there? Wouldn't that be commonly the dividing line, or?
I don't know, nothing. All I know is that the state says that rocks won't work for him, but they'll work for us.
Yeah.
And so, he was kind of asking what we thought. I did look at it this afternoon, just because I was come here, and, it's clear and it's coming toward us.
The river, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably gained 5 feet in the last year.
Hmm.
With those 2 storms.
Yeah.
And so, we might have a point, maybe we do need to do something before it becomes a real issue.
We're cutting the deal that's backing up and taking it back away.
Well, I see, that's why I don't know how far he thinks that we're responsible to shove it down the road. Cause we've only got like 100 feet there if it, I think the marker runs right up into that corner there. Cause then it must jump the road and go down the road.
Yes,
Was something said about that, if it, because the state won't let him fix nothing, we would not fix that if it came across.
right,
That's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
So, I expect he's gonna be here at some point tonight to talk to you. And this is all I know about it. It's what we just heard.
okay. All right, if it's all you got, you can leave.
Alrighty.
Thanks for attending. Yep.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 minutes, fine. Mowing bid update. What's going on, Maria?
The update is that we have no mowing bids.
So
So,
Adam is willing to do the mowing.
okay, good.
Guess we better have him do it.
Yeah.
Pay them whatever it is.
There's no rate.
Like an hour.
We're working at the dumping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's okay with that.
yeah, I just on Saturday, he said he was.
Yeah.
But the only drawback is he doesn't have a mower. And he thought about asking, what's his name over here? Across from my house, across the bridge there, I can't think of his name, he has a lawnmower.
Nick or Andrew.
No, the guy that does the lawnmowers.
Oh, the
Oh,
three-legged mechanic guy,
One-legged?
one-legged, whatever, I don't know, multi-legs, leg mechanic.
He was thinking about asking him about what the price of a used lawnmower would be, and Ryder, and then I don't know if he expected the town to buy it or what.
I got just took in a kind of a decent airing. I have a little work on, but that's probably going to be around the 750 range, I don't know.
It runs.
It does run. Well, I don't know. How much has he got, how's he gonna lug it around?
You figured he'd drive it back and forth. Store it over at the transfer station. In that little building we have. But then again, I was wondering why couldn't he just use a push mower? Put that in the back of his car.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't have that much
what's the
snow
biggest thing he's gonna mow?
over by the dump. And then he offered to do the library too.
But Mariah's got her own mower there.
Yeah, she said it takes 2 chargings of the battery to mow the lawn.
Really? Is that much long there?
You have a nice push mower?
Hmm?
You have a good push mower?
Yeah, I got some duties.
Could start with that, yeah, it doesn't seem like
Well, just,
it's worth. Plus, the signs to be there.
we kind of need a weed whip for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You sell weed whips too?
What have you?
Yeah.
Better money spent, we got push more.
Right,
Yeah,
I mean, be more labor involved, because you have to walk a little more, but. Paying by the hour, so.
yeah, you drive that tractor from there to here once a week.
Right, well, plus around this building, for instance, I don't think it'd be better to have a push
Yeah.
mower.
Yeah,
If I were gonna do it, that's what I would do.
but
I do it definitely with a push mower. Anyway, so he's got the job.
Okay.
yes, it will.
Gary, do you want me to call him, or is he willing, like, is he all set to start, or do you want me to call and confirm and let him know that we want him to do it?
Call him and let him know.
Okay,
Call him and tell him also, we're looking into lawn mowing devices and weed whip devices and stuff like that.
okay.
You got fresh baked goods?
Fresh out of the oven.
Straight out of the oven, they're hot. Memorial Day recap. Is next. Well,
Maine is a long state,
yeah. You go diagonal,
no, end to end, yeah.
how many hours does it take to drive from one end of Maine to the other?
I think it's like, can't remember, it was 7 maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
That's a long way.
Lot of stuff to see.
Yes.
One brain fart I had was I was talking with Bonnie McCrillis. And she said she'd be happy next year to be the overall director of Memorial Day.
That'd be good, because we don't have that person.
Right, and I've been looking, and she said, oh yeah, I'll do that, so for next year, we're all set.
Were we missing that type of leadership this year?
We've never had it.
We were missing it.
Well, I mean, usually Kay does the press release,
Right.
and Tracy does the parade, and Elaine does the thing over here and stuff, but we kind of ought to have,
Never had a coordinator.
right,
That would be good.
I mean, if people call, like mine said, people are calling now about, is there gonna be a fair this year? Well, pretty obviously there is, but I mean, if someone called and asked about Memorial Day, she could say, we call Tracy Amo if you wanna be in a parade.
Right, yeah.
kind of a clearinghouse.
Hmm.
Other than that, I thought the parade was good. I mean, we had police officer each end to hold up
Right.
traffic. We didn't have anybody jump the line or anything.
The winter captain,
The sheriff was in the parade,
you were.
yeah.
Did you drive?
I didn't, I observed.
With the-
He
Tall
he
guy.
weren't even passing out candy.
And flags got passed down?
As far as I know, I saw a lot of flags.
I saw somebody passing them out down there
Yeah.
on little flags.
Yeah, I saw somebody doing that too. But I thought it was a success. Weather held off.
And a lot afterwards too, on the fairground.
Yeah, the bouncy house down there and the kelp flop bingo and fried chicken.
Yeah, they sold out the chickens, I guess, before they even opened, so.
What's your observation, Brendan?
I thought it was great. I always think that we do a good job.
Yeah.
It's about the people who have fought in the wars, and that's why it should be.
Right, it was an excellent ceremony.
I like this the best, cause they had them for
Yes,
Korean War veterans there, I thought that was pretty cool.
and she had a list of, I don't know, it must have been 30,
Yeah.
at least people who served in the Korean War from Tunbridge.
It was shocking.
Yeah, I was amazed, yeah, maybe 40. I
There
don't
were
know.
4 Welshes. Yeah. Yeah,
Did you come over, Sue?
Yeah.
Long drive.
Yeah.
Bad road.
Yeah.
Rubber seal.
You did a rubber seal on it in the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any more comments about Memorial Day?
Okay.
All right, now we're gonna go on to the hot and heavy town alcohol policy.
Yep, so that's in your packet. This is based off of policies that I kind of got from some other towns and kind of just morphed it into what I thought would suit Tunbridge best, so feel free to edit as you see fit.
Okay. Gonna be boring with us just reading it.
No. Do we,
I can read it aloud or someone can read it aloud. You can pass it around.
are we gonna read it, discuss it tonight and vote up or down or edits, or are we gonna take it home and sleep on it or what?
Well, I think if it fits our fancy, we could vote it through tonight, or, but I prefer a lot of times to think about it.
How does this work, right? It's not an ordinance, right?
It's not an ordinance, so as long as it's warned on the warning, you're welcome to just vote it through. So yeah, whatever you want to do with it tonight, you can. I don't think we're in like a huge rush, we haven't had one for how long now, so if you want to wait 2 more weeks and read it over and then discuss it the next meeting, I think that's okay too.
You wanna read it, Sue?
Sure.
You wanna read it, Brenda? Whoops,
No, I'm pretty good right now.
okay.
I had a whole nother subject, but
Oh, okay.
Mariah, do any towns, combine it with marijuana use too?
I didn't
Because-
see any in reference to marijuana. The only ones that I saw had to do with alcohol.
Just as I noticed. Where was it? Maybe it was in Canada, but they have alcohol and cannabis because they're both legal, but you're not supposed to be impaired.
So impaired is impaired, no matter what.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I wonder if that would be,
Don't they still have a problem proving that you're impaired on marijuana? I mean. You can't take breathalyzer for it, how do you prove it?
What do you think, Sue? Okay, okay,
You know, cause
ring endorsement.
Brenda can have one beer. And drive like this down the road. And,
You've been watching them.
and Gary can have 6 and drive straight, I mean. And
No,
marijuana
there's
is probably the same
no
way,
Scientific test, right?
Yeah. but anyways.
I just didn't know if it would make sense either to then have maybe a sister policy for marijuana, just because it's another legal drug
Right.
that impairs people.
I think it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. And it's also about using these things in public places.
Yeah, but
Right.
we'd have to. You know, like this says, all beverages with alcohol content greater than 1%. I mean, what do you,
It's got boot check.
Yeah, how do you define that? How do you regulate it to know that that pot is, or edible or whatever?
right,
They do it by THC, they do, but
Right.
I don't know how you test it, yeah.
Yeah,
um. Should we maybe quiz the sheriff and
Let's
see
do that.
if he's got any
that's a great idea.
input?
Mariah, could you ask her?
Right,
She's Fred,
getting some more.
so is Fred Pond. He's got his taco gun and he just bugged
Yeah,
out.
nice guy.
Maybe he's on his way to compost.
Chasing his cat.
Yeah,
Right, just drifted around the corner into the kitchen there.
yeah, that'll refill.
I think she's mixing something with a lemonade. Talking about alcohol. Well, there she is. There she is, finally.
I gave my kids yogurt. They wanted yogurt as a snack and they're sitting on the couch and it's everywhere. So
They're happy.
We wondered if you could contact the sheriff and ask him about, his, say it, John.
Well, I mean,
Ask the sheriff advice about our alcohol policy and if we wanted to put in marijuana as
Okay.
well.
okay. Oh, wait, don't click that. Yes, I can do that.
Yep. And then so we can take this up, mull it over, and then there's more information next time.
Next time.
good.
All right, Rick Cruiser.
You-
There's probably some more exceptions, so it wouldn't include the school, for example, that's not our
But
jurisdiction,
that's not our jurisdiction.
Yeah, I think you're right.
although. How would it work for an event in the gym, because it's co-owned by the town within the school?
Right, I think, probably you're right there. I mean, if they had an alcohol policy, it ought to be pretty close to ours or vice versa.
Or does our jurisdiction cover that if somebody had a beer garden in the, you know, could they do that, or?
I think if something went wrong, they'd say it was our problem.
Things go on in the beer garden.
Yeah, I think if I had to guess, I would say they had a no alcohol
No
policy for the
alcohol.
whole school.
Yeah.
So it would include the gym, even though it's not technically a school. I mean, I would feel better that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I like my beer too, but I can go without beer in the school
Yeah.
gym.
I was just thinking of our public places, that says, and so, and then how would it work at like the rec field, which it's more of an enforcement issue there. I mean,
Yeah.
we know there's drinking in and around
Yeah.
anyway.
I think rec and then the town hall, probably the two biggest liabilities we might have.
Yeah,
I mean, nobody, for I know, brings beer in here and drinks it or whatever.
Check Brenda's pockets.
You haven't been to a planning commission meeting lately, have you?
Never know. I thought that was wine.
special contact.
Yeah.
and also the town forest.
That's true. That's a good,
So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's town forest pavilion and ground.
yeah. All right, let's mull it over there.
Okay.
On the business. What do you have for business, Brenda?
Years ago, I got written permission from the select board to use my ATV to go up and down the road,
Yes.
repairing fence.
Mhm.
Wood splitter lately is the big one.
Mhm.
Back and forth. And with us getting the sheriff in town, I was wondering if I need to do that again. The written, okay, I had before is long, disintegrate. I think if I bribe you with cookies, freshly baked, I'm like that.
Yeah.
Might be able to get another one now that we have the sheriff coming in town.
Mhm.
I'm not going up and down all the time, but I am moving the wood splitter a lot lately.
Right. I think so. I don't know why you couldn't. Yeah.
What are you laughing?
Is that something the AA made out for you? I don't recall.
I don't think we had it. And yeah, we did. Actually, it was the AA and you guys just signed it.
I vaguely remember it.
I've never come across it, but I mean, I can definitely draft something up and you bring it for the next meeting.
Okay,
Works for me. Thank you.
and you're just going back and forth between your place and the town forest, or?
More the wood splitting has been with the neighbors or moving a big pile of snow out of their yard with my plow.
With wood splitter?
No, with the plow,
Oh.
he said,
Oh,
wow. I know I don't speak that side of Tunbridge with that
Right.
accent.
make sure you put a speed limit. Or going up and down the road.
She's having trouble.
She's
Yeah.
talking yogurt. She is.
Damn, those kids.
Oh,
Should go feed the cat now.
Well, at least they're eating yogurt.
Yeah.
or spreading it around.
Yeah, sliding in it. Yeah, I would appreciate it, cause until he gets used to that, that probably, event, I'm not a big fan of. People coming up using our trails and everything.
Mhm.
For ATV use, but all the farmers and everybody do almost all their work off of stuff like that. And I think that's a reasonable thing to keep doing.
And they all have one.
You're gonna have to get state permission when you come flying off the hill and onto Route 110.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, any other? Oh, so,
On that note, a couple of years ago, we asked to have speed, speed sign, limit sign. And so actually they did collect the data, how much traffic,
Uh-huh.
which has increased now. 2 years later. But we never heard back, and it would be really nice if somebody could look into that and if we could get a speed limit.
Mhm.
Posted.
I guess I totally forgot about that. So thank you. Did you hear that, Mariah?
So somewhere in the archives is the data.
Yeah.
From the non-traffic.
And that was from how many years ago?
I think it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did we have Two Rivers do it, or was it Orange County Sheriff? Do you remember?
it was, no, and I don't remember.
I almost think it was Two Rivers, so I'll reach out to Rita. She might have all the raw data with that still. And then I'll,
Yeah.
Long arm is going on.
the only thing that I have for other business, which you might be reading right now, I need I see. I need your signature on a deed from, for that Whitney Hill, V-Trans thing. I thought that I had all of the documents signed, but we had just signed basically the purchase and sales, from the last meeting. And so this is actually like a deeding over, you know, that small portion of Whitney Hill to V-Trans for the bridge. So if you could just sign, Gary, and then I will notarize and then send it back in.
Is that the $900?
Yeah, it's for the $900. So it's just a second piece of paper that we needed to sign.
I'm
And
okay with it.
you get that guy's email at the state is responsible for the guardrails.
Yes, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I got a quick comment.
Yes, Peter.
This goes back to the alcohol consumption policy. So I just did a quick check, and for what it's worth, it's illegal to consume cannabis in public in Vermont.
Really?
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
No.
So it's gonna be restricted then.
Oh,
That's okay. I think it stinks anyway.
then. What, restricting them?
No, cannabis stinks when you smoke, when you burn it.
So we can add that right in this policy. Right, Mariah?
Yep,
And just put in. Wherever, but it's
right.
The law is
against state
governing
law.
cannabis use, right?
Yeah, do you want a reference for the VSA?
Sure.
Yeah,
It's Title 18, Chapter 84, and it is Section 4230A. And it says, nobody shall consume cannabis in a public place. Or a public place has the same meaning as in 7 VSA 831. So there's a definition for that somewhere.
That's our public place.
yeah. All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we just have to conform to the state statute.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
All right, so I don't see that thing that Mariah was talking about.
You came
It
down
should've
early.
It should have just been right there up near, where that, yeah.
I think- Now I see it. Yep. So it's okay with you, fellas, if I
It's
sign
okay
this?
with me.
All right, all right, I'm gonna sign it.
You're responsible.
The only responsible party here.
About that. And then there's this thing here, Rudy would like to, 30-day extension on lodging the grand list,
On what?
lodging the grand list. So I just have to sign for it,
Yes, all right.
right? All right. And he said he doesn't know if he needs it or not, but he'd rather be safe than sorry.
Good thinking.
He's pretty smart.
He is pretty smart.
Any other business? Oh, what about, we're gonna talk about that Kevin Barnaby's land, and I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but just. Did you ask Sherry about what kind of process they might need to be made?
Well, basically, we'd have to get Kevin's sister in here or something and say, you know, what are you asking for?
Yeah.
So it's not just a rumor.
Yeah.
And then if we tell her we're interested and she wants to sell it to us, then we gotta get a lawyer,
So it's just a normal process, yeah,
title search and all that good stuff.
We won't know price or anything else, right? Or,
Well, just rumors, I
Right.
mean,
no.
you know, we know what it's
Or
appraised at. and,
Or if it can be divided, for example.
Right, yeah, but it's like 36 acres, so it can be subdivided. Yeah. I would think,
Mariah, could you get hold of Katie Barnaby? Ask her to come to the next meeting or at least give us information on,
send us the letter.
yeah,
Sure. I'll see if she can zoom in.
Property and,
right? If it's for sale.
me,
Property.
yeah. Lister's card. And the house isn't separate from the land, which I thought was weird, and asked Sharon, she thought it was weird, so I talked to Rudy, and he said they haven't filed a homestead thing
That's all right.
since Kevin passed. So, and because the property was in such disrepair,
Mhm.
they just put it in with the land, it's just a one shot. You know, like my property, it says your house and
Right.
2 acres or whatever is this, and then everything else is
Yeah.
this. And that doesn't have that.
Huh.
And so I was confused, you know, it had a value there.
Yeah,
But I said, well, is this land or this house or whatever? Anyway, I ended up
Yeah.
asking Rudy. He said because they hadn't filed a
You have to
homestead
file it to have it.
and took the fee pulled out.
Yeah.
Of the. So anyways. That's all I know about real estate.
Well, you know people that know real estate.
yeah,
I do.
Oh, Mary Beth asked about the little flashing speed. Reminders,
We're gonna put Brenda right on there.
are they happening this summer?
He's. Don't look at
I'm
me.
looking right at you.
it's gonna be Brenda with a flashlight.
Yeah.
little laser.
Strobe out
They
there.
have a blue lens.
Yeah.
They look like they're around $3,000 or something like that. I think it's a polite thing to do for people coming into the village. The villages, we have another village. You know,
Yeah.
especially if we're gonna have police monitoring speeds.
Do we have to enforce the speed limit in the other village?
I don't think they like being forgotten.
And you think,
5 miles an hour faster.
how do you think we feel over in West Tunbridge?
50 there, right?
Nobody, yeah,
Still some out.
yeah, fast and go,
Did someone bring you a cookie?
okay,
You thought about.
I'll stop talking for you, though.
Well, Mary Ann was gonna look in if there was any grant or anything, but she hasn't done it yet that I know of.
Maybe it's something else we can ask our sheriff.
Well, maybe when you're on the phone to Rita. You might know. The quick question, does she know what the blinky lights have grants for?
Okay.
And ask Ryan Palmer too, Ryan Wires.
Okay.
You might only know about the ones they told.
I think though that Mary Ann had stated that she found a grant for the blinking light, but the reason that we haven't put it in yet was because we were waiting on this whole scoping project of the sidewalk so that we could get the correct spot of where to put the blinking light. I think she's got it all lined up. She knows what vendor she wants to use, but we were told to wait until the sidewalk scoping study was complete and that process was done.
Yeah.
There he is.
That's interesting. There
But when they rip wrap above the 4 foot, the next year is pushing one. The state does.
Seen Mariah.
But as somewhere before me from down.
I think we're the only ones with this recording.
That's all.
But I
it
told
is, I
him about
guess.
that, he was supposed to send the engineer. And they never come, and last year, well, gone. I mean, whoever knew was gonna do that last year. Last year was crazy, it better not turn out that way this year.
Hope not. All right, we're back recording again, so why don't you state what you're here for, Brent, just so we can have it on record.
Well, I'm here about my land washing. I lost about a half an acre of land. And the state natural resources will not let me put rock, rip wrap my land. They say I have to slope it down, put down fabric, do this, do that. There's not enough land to do that, to have any land left. And it's expensive, I ain't gonna do that. And I'm wondering if the town wants to protect their road, if they would rip wrap on my land, so it can't wash the road, because you're only about 10 feet from the road. Up in that corner with the border.
Rodney said they thought it had gone back 5 feet maybe since last year. Up toward.
Well, I guess the state guy says, you know, you're supposed to have a buffer to the river, and I said, I just lost 50-foot buffer.
Right.
He shut up quick. Okay, but I can't, they won't let me put rock. But to let the town put rock on the river bank any place they want. I don't know, the state can too. You go from here to Chelsea, 90% of the rivers got rock on it.
Mhm.
And it don't wash. The engineer said it'll wash in back of the rock and the rock's move. Well, I put a rock there that my loader would not pick up. I said, that won't move. He said, well, we'll wash it on back.
Well, theoretically it can, but if you do it correctly. The chances that, I mean, same as a header on the bridge. If you don't have it, then the water can go behind it, but if you do it correctly, then you don't have to worry about it.
Put enough rock in, it can't move anyway.
Right,
Did that go in the July flood or did it push more lost in December too?
I would assume I lost more than I was hearing. And like the state guy agreed with me, what's the land worth, how much money you gonna put into it? I mean, I gotta lose my whole field because they won't let me put rock down and protect what I got left, I don't know, cause they said I could protect what I had, and I just took the load and I dumped rock and cement out through there. And then blah, blah, blah. He said, well, it was doing it, I said, well, the river cleaned it up pretty good now.
water does that.
And then in the next breath, they said something, I said, you see, the land's already building up in back of what I did. They said, I looked at it, it's already built up about a foot that washed out, because it goes around, it's the rock goes around and the slow water comes back and puts out the stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not out to hurt anybody, but I don't wanna lose my whole field. And I guess what I'll do is if the town won't do nothing, I'm gonna go to a lawyer and see what he says, that nobody ever can put rock there. I don't care if it washes your whole mountain away.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, they're for private people, they're unreasonable.
Can we, get the water guy to come down and
We could meet, yeah,
recommend,
even if we do what the town does, we have to have permission
right,
from whoever it is now.
Well, yeah,
See,
but they won't let me. They already said, no, you can't put no more rock from where I did it back. I can't, they said I couldn't put no more rock. I mean,
You remember that guy?
I know Brent Lindstrom pretty well. If I get ticked off, I'll put the rock in, then they can take me to jail, do whatever they want. I mean, he told me, we gotta modify what you did. I said, be at your expense. He said, oh, no. I said, I spent my money. I ain't spent no more. Still is, or what's going
Yeah.
on.
Who was the guy you talked to?
I can't, you know.
Yeah.
I got a good memory, but it's short.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I just, I mean, yeah, lost another 5-10 feet this year. And
If you
it's
think
gonna
of it,
keep-
bring that guy's card down, give it to Mariah or something, and then we can contact him. And,
Well, I'm sure if you get a hold of Natural Resources,
yeah,
the river engineer is from here south.
Nope. He was a technician
Oh, yeah,
and assistant to assistant.
yeah. Mariah's here. She was on that thing.
There they are. Pajamas and yogurt covered.
Okay, come on in, kids.
You wanna give Gary your papers?
man, have a seat there.
What is this?